As predicted, yesterday at the Gigafactory in Nevada, Tesla unveiled a significant $3.6 billion investment. The new 4680 battery cell plant, which will be housed under the same roof as the future Tesla semi-manufacturing facility as part of an expanded Gigafactory Nevada complex, will be housed under the same roof as the Tesla semi-manufacturing facility, Elon Musk said during a presentation at the plant, while Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo was present. Gigafactory Nevada's Phase 2 expansion includes the two newly announced plants, as Elon Musk noted. But what exactly did Joe Biden do that shocked tech billionaire Elon Musk? Hello everyone, welcome back to Elon Musk Evolution, where we bring you the most recent news about Elon Musk and his multi-billion-dollar companies, space news, and the latest science and technology. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our amazing videos. When it comes to the Biden administration's advanced manufacturing production credits, Tesla has stated that it will benefit greatly as it strives to produce 1,000 gigawatt-hours of EV batteries annually. The credits, which are a crucial component of the Inflation Reduction Act under the Biden administration, are intended to promote the production of specific energy components within the country, such as solar, wind, and qualifying batteries. The credit is $35 per kilowatt-hour for businesses that produce battery cells. The location of the material sourcing is subject to restrictions nevertheless. Minerals for batteries, for instance, must come from nations like Australia, with which the U.S. has free trade agreements. During the company's Q4 earnings call on Thursday, Australia time, Musk was asked how much Tesla anticipates making from the credits in the upcoming year. Musk responded as follows: "Long-term, we expect the value of these credits to be very significant. You can do the math. If we were to get anywhere near 1,000 gigawatt-hours of production, or even a few hundred gigawatt-hours, is very significant." Currently, Panasonic manufactures the majority of Tesla's batteries in the U.S. Tesla's in-house battery output will be much higher in 2024 as a result of scaling up manufacture of its own 4680 cells this year. In the case of Panasonic with its domestic manufacturing, we're splitting the value of the credit. So the value of the credits this year will not be gigantic, but I think it could be gigantic, and we think it probably will be very significant in the future. Zach Kirkhorn, the CFO of Tesla, continued, "We think on the order of $150 to $250 million per quarter this year, and growing over the course of the year so far as our volumes grow." By doing the math, the credits would be worth $2.1 billion if Tesla produced 60 kilowatt-hour battery packs for 1 million vehicles in the U.S. Despite the fact that the Shanghai factory in China presently produces the majority of Tesla's vehicles, the company plans to build 1.8 million cars this year globally, so it's possible that the credits will soon be bringing in billions of dollars a year. The day before the earnings call, Tesla revealed a $3.5 billion investment into its Nevada factory to expand manufacturing of 4680 batteries and to set up lines for the Tesla semi-vehicle. Tesla claimed that the expansion will increase the Nevada factory's annual capacity for producing batteries to 100 gigawatt-hours, but that this would eventually increase to 500 gigawatt-hours. The credits would be extremely valuable, amounting to an astounding $17.5 billion a year, assuming a production rate of 500 gigawatt-hours. If and when Tesla reaches such a level, it's unclear if the credits will still be available. Musk claimed that the amount of battery storage now being produced is only a small portion of what is required for stationary storage and electric vehicles during Tesla's Q3 earnings call in October. In order to accommodate the switch to electric vehicles and renewable energy sources, the world will need a total of 400 terawatt-hours of batteries, according to Musk, who stated that Tesla's goal was to produce 1,000 gigawatt-hours of battery storage annually. Tax credits for electric vehicles are coming. How will they work? A tax credit of up to $7,500 will be available to many Americans starting in January for purchasing electric vehicles. The credit, which is a result of modifications made by the Inflation Reduction Act, is intended to increase EV sales and lower greenhouse gas emissions. But it's unclear whether anyone will be able to take advantage of the entire $7,500 credit next year due to a complicated web of rules, including where batteries and vehicles must be produced. But for at least the first 2 months of 2023, a delay in Treasury Department regulations for the new benefit is anticipated to make the whole credit momentarily accessible to consumers who meet specific income and price thresholds. For those who purchase old EVs, the new law also offers a modest credit. It's possible that certain EV brands that were qualified for a separate tax credit that started in 2010 and will expire this year won't be accepted for the new credit. Because they are produced outside of North America, a number of EV cars built by Kia, Hyundai, and Audi, for instance, won't qualify at all. More individuals will be able to buy zero-emission automobiles thanks to the new tax credit, which is valid until 2032. Look at it more closely here. What has changed for 2023? For those who purchase select new electric vehicles, some plug-in gas-electric hybrids, and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, a credit of up to $7,500 will be made available. A $4,000 credit will be made available to buyers of second-hand battery-powered vehicles. However, the knotty subject of which vehicles and purchasers will be eligible for the credits will not be clarified until the Treasury releases the proposed regulations in March. As of now, it is known that new EVs must be produced in North America in order to be eligible for the credit. Additionally, restrictions on vehicle prices and buyer salaries are meant to exclude wealthier buyers. Complex regulations will also apply to battery component parts as of March. The majority of battery minerals will need to originate in North America, be recycled there, or come from a nation with a U.S. free trade agreement. That percentage will eventually rise to 80%. Moreover, starting at 50%, all battery components must be produced or manufactured in North America. Eventually, this percentage will reach 100%. Batteries cannot contain minerals that originate from foreign entities of concern, primarily China and Russia, after 2025. Since many EV metals and parts are now obtained from China, the ban on battery parts in those nations will take effect in 2024. This will present a challenge for the auto industry. There are specifications for battery size as well. Which automobiles are eligible? That's not totally clear because there are so many unanswered questions. The largest EV manufacturers in North America are General Motors and Tesla. The U.S. is home to the manufacturing of each type of battery. However, buyers of those vehicles would probably initially only be eligible for half the tax credit, or $3,750, because of the rules for where batteries, minerals, and parts must be created. The full credit will be accessible in 2025, according to GM, although its qualifying EVs should be qualified for the $3,750 credit by March. The standards pertaining to where minerals and parts must be sourced will be relaxed until the Treasury adopts its regulations. This will make it possible for qualified purchasers to get the entire $7,500 tax benefit for qualifying models early in 2023. The 2022 and 2023 model years, according to the Energy Department, saw the production of 29 EV and plug-in cars in North America. They come from the following manufacturers: Audi, BMW, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Lincoln, Lucid, Nissan, Rivian, Tesla, Volvo, Cadillac, Mercedes, and Volkswagen. Not all of these vehicle types will, however, be eligible for credits due to price caps or battery size constraints. How about the cost? New electric sedans have a maximum suggested retail price of $55,000 to be eligible. Pickup trucks, SUVs, and vans cannot cost more than $80,000 each. Due to this, two more expensive Tesla cars will be disqualified. Models 3 and Y, two of Tesla's best-selling models, will be eligible, although their price may go over the cap with options. Although less expensive models are on the way, according to Kelley Blue Book, the average electric vehicle costs over $65,000 now. Can I get credit for this? Your income will determine this. Buyers of brand new EVs aren't allowed to have an adjusted gross income of more than $150,000 if they're single, $300,000 if they're married, and $225,000 if they're the head of the household. The maximum annual income for used EV buyers is $75,000 for singles, $150,000 for joint filers, and $112,500 for head of household. How will you repay the credit? When you file your 2024 tax return, it will initially be applied to your 2023 tax return. Beginning in 2024, customers will be able to transfer their credit to a dealership to lower the vehicle's sticker price. Can the credits increase EV sales? In fact, Mike Fiske, Associate Director for S&P Global Mobility, thinks it will probably take a few years. Because the Treasury took its time releasing the tighter rules, the credit may result in an increase in sales at the beginning of next year. However, because of shortages of parts, notably computer chips, the majority of automakers are currently selling all the EVs they produce and are unable to produce any more. Furthermore, it may be difficult for automakers to authenticate the sources of the battery materials and components, which is necessary for purchasers to be given the full credit. More EV supply chains are being shifted to the US by automakers in a desperate effort. How does the credit for used EVs work? For purchasing EVs that are at least 2 years old, consumers are eligible for tax credits of up to $4,000 or 30% of the vehicle's price, whichever is less. However, the used EV must be less expensive than $25,000. This is a challenging requirement given the beginning prices of the majority of EVs now on the market. But used EVs are not required to be produced in North America or adhere to the rules on battery sourcing. In 2026 to 2032, or a few years in the future, as automakers ramp up and volumes rise, Chris Harto, a senior policy analyst for Consumer Reports magazine, said, "The real effects where these tax credits will have a huge influence will occur." For what purpose is the government providing the credits? The credits are a component of the roughly $370 billion in clean energy spending that was signed into law in August by President Joe Biden and represent America's largest investment in the battle against climate change. EV sales in the U.S. currently account for around 5% of all new car sales, but Vice President Biden wants that number to reach 50% by 2030. Sales of EVs have been increasing, especially as states like California and others have taken steps to phase out gas-powered vehicles. Could eligibility requirements be lowered to allow for more EVs? That is still unclear. EVs built in Europe or South Korea are ineligible due to North American manufacturing standards, which has angered some U.S. allies. The new EV and battery plants they intend to construct in Georgia won't start operating until 2025. European Union nations worry that the tax credits would force their automakers to relocate their factories to the U.S. The sourcing of batteries and the necessary mineral requirements will be disclosed, according to the Treasury Department, by year's end. More EVs would be qualified if the regulations were loosened to accommodate the worries of U.S. allies. However, it runs the risk of increasing American dependency on foreign supply networks. And that ends today's episode. What do you think of this episode? Let us know your thoughts in the comment box below. Please subscribe and don't forget to like today's video. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.